Okay. Honestly, I wanted to make like this a little more interactive, I guess. So if y'all want to use the chat or can unmute if you have anything to say. But really, I just wanted to, just because I didn't realize it until today, but in 2 days, we are literally halfway through the year. 6 months left of 2022. My mind is blown. First of all, I was like, what? But next month also starts the third quarter of the year. So I was thinking, everything has just been a whirlwind this year. I feel like a lot of us have came through a lot of breakthroughs. I feel like a lot of us are still going through a lot of seasons. I feel like some of us are still in comparison mode, but I want to tell you that you should look at this maybe like a basketball game. First and second quarter, you're going in the same direction, right? What happens at halftime? You switch directions. You're going the other way. We are, and it's not necessarily like a defense offense type of thing, because you play that regardless, right? There's always defense and offense regardless of what. But we're about to face a whole new direction. We're going the other way. So if you have not came out of your struggle season, if you have not came, or maybe you've been in a great season, it's time to elevate that a little bit. It's time to go a different way. It's time to go where you're being called, where you have any kind of inspired action and you're not taking it, you're not following it. That's where we're at. We're breaking through, we're pushing through, we're doing what we're called to do. Let me pull up my notes too. But that's my main thing is we're in the third quarter. We're in the other half of the game. It's time to take your life back. It's time to take yourself back. I actually want to read a couple notes from that sermon. If you all didn't watch the sermon that Katie shared, it was really, really good. But so like I was saying, the ball reverses, the court reverses. The court reverses at halftime. We're going a whole different direction. We're about to completely change. This is the goal, to completely change the trajectory of our life. Okay. We have these little goals that we write down, right? We continue to work daily, being hard on ourselves or not. We're continuing to show up daily. We're still here. You're still here. If you're on the Zoom, obviously you're still here. You're still in the chat. You're still showing up. You're making an effort. I know some of you all have a lot of life going on. A lot of, just like I said earlier, comparison, a lot of just in this season that you feel like you're not excelling in, maybe I feel like is the word. But you all know, business aside, I don't care. Like I'm not just on here to talk about business. Like I said, it's time to switch it up. It's halftime. It's time to go the other way. It's time to check ourselves mentally, physically. Like mentally, are we doing okay? Okay, what needs to change? Physically, are you fit? Are you physically taking care of yourself? Whether that's food, whether that's walking, I don't care if you walk around your house 5 times. Are you doing something to take care of yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially comes last. It's last on my list. Of course, financially, we need to pay bills, right? I get that. Maybe you all have jobs. Maybe you're looking for jobs. That's your business. You don't have to ever feel like that you're putting your business on the back burner because you have to get a job. Because why? People work this business with jobs all the time. So just because you had to pick up a shift or pick up something, that means that you're not focused. If anything, you can focus a little more because you have to fit it in, right? You have to make it work. Busy people make things work. You have to, though, you have to take initiative to switch your life up. If you're not happy today, tomorrow, the next day, the last 6 months, if you're not happy, only you can change that. Again, mentally, physically, financially, only you can change that for you. Even if I was to give out everyone $500, is that going to change your whole life? No. Nobody can do it for you. Now, if that $500 you took and you flipped it and you made something work out of it, yeah, but you have to do something with it. So that is my thing, whether you're spiritual or religious or not, you have something inside of you, but you have to flip it. You have to finesse it. You have to do something. You have to show up. You know, if you're religious, God doesn't give you a gift, and then if you sit on it, it gets you nowhere, right? So I do want to read some notes from this sermon, and then we'll talk like planning, like I was saying. Let's see, where was it at? It says the enemy can take your worth, but he can't take your worth, but he can take your awareness of it. Doesn't he do that daily? I'm sure a lot of you all are in that season. Do you feel worthy? You are worthy, but the devil has taken the awareness of your worthiness, right? He's trying to make you feel unworthy daily. He can't take your value, but he can take your vision. So at the end of the day, he can't take who you are and your value as a mom, as a wife, as a person, but he can take you seeing that away. You're not seeing your value. You're not seeing your vision for your life. You're just down on yourself. He can't take your gift, but he can take your grit. And I feel like this is the biggest thing for a lot of people right now. Everyone is like, we're in this like telling ourselves we're pushing through, but are you truly showing up with grit? And I know everyone's favorite word, right? I feel like right now is resilience. And, you know, we've luckily, like gratefully been added into a team named Resilience, right? So we need to own that. We've had it this whole time, right? But this grit, this get knocked down 7 times, but get back up 8, right? The whole trajectory of your life can change, but you have to make the decision to change it. You can't sit here and say, I want to lose weight, and it just fall off, right? You can't sit here and say I'm unworthy, but you're not backing it up with, you know, whether it's God's word or whether it's I am affirmations. Like I said, whatever your beliefs are, if you don't back it up with something, of course you're going to feel unworthy. Of course you're going to lack confidence. Like, are you truly pouring into yourself what you know that you need? And that's why I said this business to me, not like literally comes last. I don't want y'all to take it that way, but everything else with you comes first. You can't run your business if you're mentally unstable. You can't show up to this business if you're physically unable, like you're puking, right? What are you going to do? Sign a customer while you're puking? Like, that's the last thing on our mind, right? You can't show up and run this business when you're spiritually just not there. You have to get your life in order. And that's what I want you all to do. I'm not saying step away from the business. We're here. I don't care if you're showing up 100%. I don't care if you check in with the chat 5 times a day. At the end of the day, did you show up for you today? My thing with it is you all know I've struggled. Like, I even had a bad day yesterday. My thing is, I was telling Shanice this earlier, and I told somebody else this the other day. Of course, I've thought about quitting before. Everyone does. Everyone has those thoughts. Like, is it even worth it? Is it whatever? Myself, I know I'm still going to get up in the morning and take my capsules. I don't care if I switch to if I switch to a whole nother business, nothing's going to work like those capsules do. So nothing in this world. So I'm still going to wake up tomorrow morning and take my capsules. So what the hell else am I going to do? Why would I not just run it? Is business not flourishing? Am I a 200K leader? Right? No. But does that mean I'm not going to wake up and take my capsules tomorrow? No, my life literally depends on it. Well, let's just say my kids. Like, I would be fine in the bed. It'd be fine. My kids' lives literally depend on those capsules, and I'm not even putting that lightly. Okay, so if you know that they make you feel that way and you know you're going to get up tomorrow and take them regardless, that's how you need to treat yourself in all aspects. Treat your, again, I am statements or your Bible or whatever, like those capsies. You know, you get up and grab that too. Grab a YouTube sermon, grab a podcast. I don't care what you're doing, but you can't keep pouring from an empty cup. It all sounds good, right? We get pumped up on, you know, promos like this roll out. We get all pumped up and we're going to push and we're going to push and we're going to get all these free accounts. And then guess what? we weren't actually taking care of ourselves. We just listened to something that pumped us up that morning, and then the promo got us pumped up, and then guess what? That faded because we're not rooted in it. We're not rooted in why we're here. We're not rooted in, I truly want to take care of myself. We're not rooted in, I'm here for the long run, or I know these products can change my life, or I know this business can make a difference. Like, we're not rooted in the things that we need to be rooted in. That's where you need to start. You cannot, let me find it real quick. Because it was worded better. It says the enemy can't change what you think about God. He changes what you think about yourself, right? But that's not even where I was going. So I feel like, and this is what was explained in that sermon too, he called it the God gap. It says it's the time that God uses to get you ready for what you're ready for, but you're not ready for yet. Does that make sense? He's getting you ready for what he knows that you're ready for, but you're not ready for it yet. So he's trying to get you ready. Like, it's that gap in between, like, what you're meant to do. So you're already a 200K leader. I'll go back. You're already a 40K leader, because some of you all can't even see 40K happen. So you definitely can't see 200K. You're already a 40K leader. So in this moment right now, he's getting you ready for what you're already ready for. You're already ready to be a 40K leader, but you're not ready for it yet. That's where you're at. You're in that gap. So in this moment, you have to rise up and figure out where you're being held back at. And the only thing that's holding you back is you. That's the only thing. You can get up off the couch and physically walk outside, right? You can get off the couch and physically go make a healthier meal, right? You can get off the couch and physically, or you can just physically pick up your phone and talk to people, run your business. You can physically pick up your Bible. You can physically get in front of a mirror and say your I am statements. You can do all of those things. You're just not mentally, you're not ready for it. So you have to figure out what's holding you back. And it can just be pure laziness. I'm not judging anybody. I'm not here to judge you all. But it could just be a pure, like, not lazy, like you just don't ever do anything and your house is nasty or what it may be. I'm not judging you, but you're mentally lazy and you can't make yourself get up. You have to figure out why, because every single person on here is going to be different. Every person's why for holding them back is going to be different. Let's see. So it says in that God gap, the front side is that promotion, right? That's the front side of it, the promotion, the 40K, the customers, the promoters. The back side is the pressure. That's where you're at. You're in the pressure stage. But what happens, for instance, today I was blowing up a pool float. Pressure is on when I've got it in the tube, right? And it's blowing it up and it's coming up and it's coming up, but it's not ready yet. But what happens if I take it out? It deflates, right? So are you gonna just throw in the towel and let everything that you've built? I don't care if you have 2 customers. I don't care if you have no customers. I don't care if you have nobody under you. You signed up and put your promoter pack in. You've been in this chat. I don't care if you just signed up today. You've been in here. You've put in work. So you're just literally going to deflate it, pull it out and say, oh, well? Or are you just going to keep pushing? Despite these people that have left this company or any other company or whatever, like, is there truly a reason to leave? Or does perseverance truly win? Is it not worth it? Even if you could just be in my spot, and my spot's not perfect, I'm just saying, even if you could just be a 40K leader with a team of you all, would that not be worth it? Is that enough to have your own team chat with 30 something people in it? Maybe your goal isn't to be a 200K leader and you can't fathom thousands of people under you. But what about 30 women? What? Go tell Sissy, get it. I'm on the Zoom. Give me just a minute. I'm almost done, okay? Go tell Sissy or Daddy. Hurry up. Okay, well, tell your sister. Let me go back to these notes real quick. So, another thing that I'm feeling like someone needs to hear, it says, the things that make you feel small in one season is the very thing that God will enable you to use in another season. So what's making you feel small? Is it your weight? Is it your confidence? Is it your laziness? Is it, I literally told someone I shouldn't even hit the promoter button. And I feel like people are struggling mentally. I don't feel like anyone on here is like, you know, you may think about quitting. I just feel like it wasn't a time and a space for me to come on here and be like, okay, it's like we got this promo going on, blah, blah, blah. But it's a let's turn things around. And Shakira, I know you got on a little late. What I was saying in the beginning was we're halfway through the year, literally 2 days from 6 months through the year. We're about to go into the third quarter of the year. It's halftime. What happens in a basketball game at halftime? You switch sides. You go the other direction. It's time for someone to go the other direction. Stop giving up. Stop giving it yourself an option to say, I want to quit. Take that off the table. Do you do, like, if your kid is driving you nuts, do you just automatically think, yep, I'm about to quit being a mom? I'm literally just going to leave him here. That's not an option, right? So you should treat this the same way as you would a marriage or your children or whatever. Let me see. There was something else. There was like one more good thing I wanted to share. It says your problem isn't that you're not seeing God right. So maybe you keep asking for prayer. Like maybe you keep asking for answers or like a word or a sign or something. Your problem isn't you're not seeing God right. It's that you're seeing you wrong. You're seeing yourself wrong. You're not seeing what, like I said, you're in a season for something that you're ready for, but you're not ready for. You're seeing yourself wrong. You're not seeing yourself as the person, like I was telling Morgan today. She's hosting these Zooms and just killing it like she's never, like she's just been doing this for years. And I was like, I always knew you'd step into this, but could I force her to get to that point? No. I can't force anyone. You have to just get to this point on your own. And I think that was it on that part. They talked about like embracing your unique design. There's people. Okay, this last part is he was talking about embracing like who you are, your unique design. Maybe you do things differently. Maybe you don't do things like I do, or like Melissa does, or like Morgan does, and that's fine. Maybe, you know, MJ went 80K very quickly. That doesn't mean that I was supposed to do what she did to get there. It says there's people depending on you to use your rock, to use your gifts. So does that give you a reason to show up every day? You don't have to make it such a like, oh my gosh, other moms need energy. That's why I show up so they can get the energy. You can, if that's a good enough why for you. But just knowing that other people depend, like they're depending on you to be the person that you are. It's like, what if I never led Zooms? Do you think anybody else would have led Zooms on my team? Like sometimes you have to go first. Sometimes you have to show up when you're being called to say something, to do something. Like, what if Morgan wasn't called to talk about mental health? Nobody else would have. Nobody else would have known that this is a safe space to come here and talk about what you're struggling with. Right? I think that was it on all of that. I just felt like that someone just really needed poured into and given like a pep talk of, because I don't want it to be like a pump up session and you to feel great and go to bed feeling great and then wake up on the same stuff tomorrow. I want you to truly take hold of what's holding you back or what's holding you down and what you're struggling with, because I promise you it's not the business. The business may be a symptom of it. Maybe you struggling in the business is a symptom of it, but at the end of the day, it's you. It's something in your brain that is wired wrong. Maybe it's just wired wrong. And you have to get past that to be able to handle the business, to be able to handle the ups and downs of business. Because it's going to be the same thing in a job. You might like your job one day and the next day you don't, right? It could be easy one day and the next day it's not. It's the same thing. Your mind's not wired right. You physically don't want to go there. You physically maybe don't want to work your business, but it has nothing to do with the business. Nothing. At the end of the day, it is you. And I don't mean that harshly either, because I'm not saying that you're not doing the things either. It has nothing to do with that. This wasn't even on topic for tonight. I promise you, I did not come on here to say any of this. I was going to have at the beginning, did I not tell y'all I wanted it to be like interactive and I wanted to talk our schedule, but I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get to the schedule part, but I just feel like that everyone is just at this point. Again, maybe you're down by 20 or 40 or whatever at halftime, and you're like, how can I come back? But it's not about coming back to race to that 40K. It's about, like I said, just grabbing hold of your life and declaring, like I wrote that in my notes too. Take initiative to take control of your life. Take initiative. I'm not saying take control of your life by tomorrow, but take initiative every day to take control back of your life every day. And it can be you sitting down and writing out mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially, and then breaking things down on each of those columns. What are you struggling with? I don't care if tonight is just completely venting to yourself in a notebook about that. And then maybe tomorrow you can think about your goals. And I don't care about business goals. I feel like I don't even want to talk about planning at this point. Maybe I should just go live or just post a schedule. I don't know. But I know we're not going to have Tuesday huddles. What we're going to do is change it to a Wednesday morning, I guess, like around 11. And we're going to do like a weekly accountability meeting. So instead of, I'm in this season of feeling like we know what we're supposed to be doing. We know the tips and tricks. We just had 2 more people do TikTok training. So that's something that maybe hadn't been covered lately. We know how to work our business. We know all the creative ways. We know the follow-up messages. We know all those things. I don't feel like that's the season we're in. I feel like we're in a let's hold each other accountable. And it doesn't have to be like a weekly accountability meeting for business. It's just hey, have you got out of bed this week? Did you get dressed? Okay, did you work your business? Or did you not work your business because you didn't get out of bed and get dressed? Like, I just feel like we're in a season of let's just hold each other a little more accountable. Let's not get on these Zooms and teach social media. Because at the end of the day, I've got to where I don't care about the algorithms. We're never going to figure it out. Even if we figure it out, it's going to change tomorrow. But what we can figure out is ourselves. And at the end of the day, that's what sells, is ourselves. I think it's time to take hold of your confidence. And I promise you, your business will change when your confidence does. I promise you. Because you'll be showing up as you. And whatever happens, happens. I know Morgan's going to do weekly mental health. I'll probably just post all this in the chat because I feel like it's about to kick us off. But show up for yourself. Get out of bed. It might have been a rough week, but you don't have to wait till Monday to start over. You start over tonight. Go take a shower. Go take a bath. Go put a mask on. Like, I don't care what you do, but start over now. Stop putting it off. Because guess what? Your kids are going to be on shit. I don't even know what tomorrow. Like, they're going to be on one. And then you're going to start all over. Your job's going to suck. You're not going to enroll a customer. Like, these things are going to happen. So start now. So I really, really want you all to just figure out what you need individually. Again, this is going to be different for every single person. What do you need? Sleep, soda, coffee? What do you need? Just love? I want you to figure that out. But I love y'all. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for getting on and me going completely off topic, but it's fine. I love y'all. Have a good night.